Anyways, we got the new Jason Tatum agenda challenges, the playoff push agenda challenges today, which I think are pretty tight. All things considered, I'm doing them right now. It's very unfortunate. There we go. Come on, man, Aaron Brooks. Oh, okay. A decent mix of online and offline grind, but there has been some discourse in my team community because of these challenges for sure that I did want to touch on. But my man, that's what we like to see. The discourse in general that I wanted to touch on is just in general about these challenges, which I'll go through it in a second. But essentially, what the real division has been and the arguments that have been kind of put forth in regards to this discussion realistically have been about one thing and one thing only. One single tweet. Shout out to my man Mills, who definitely started this himself. Like, his innocuous tweet kind of set off a chain reaction in the My Team community. If you guys don't know who Mills is a content creator, variety streamer for the most part, but he streams a lot of sports games or whatever. He actually was the first creator to do a spotlight on me back when, I'm not kidding, I had like 45 subscribers. So, you know, I'm a little biased when it comes to him because I fuck with him super hard. But the one thing I wanted to bring up is essentially he put out a tweet that was, let's see, what exactly did it say? I just want to quote it properly. Dear NBA 2K22, my team, stop, dancing guy emoji, mode locking grindable agendas. You alienate offline players that want nothing to do with clutch time, TTO, etc., online modes in general. I've had a bunch of people say the grind looked nice until I found out I had to play this much online. Thank you. So that was the tweet. Essentially what he is saying is, hey, something I've been saying for a while as well, which is, hey, my team, you should make these challenges as open-ended as possible in regards to what modes that you allow people to play while doing them. The reason for this is twofold. Essentially, it's a benefit to 2K in general because it doesn't alienate anyone. If you are an online player, you should be able to complete these agendas by playing online in whatever your preferred game modes are, or if you have stuff to work on. If you're an offline player and you're not a big online guy, because you'd be surprised, there are a lot of My Team players who just like to play My Team for the offline grind. That is pretty normal. I was like that for a while during the initial wave of My Team. And when I say the initial wave, I mean like back in like 2K15, 2K16, you know, I was mostly like an offline player. That's basically all I played. I just really enjoyed the game mode of My Team. I didn't really get into playing online consistently until I started making content for this game. Really. Like, I played online a decent amount in like 19. I didn't play online at all in like 18, to be honest. I played a lot in 2K20, and the most online I've pretty much ever played has been 2K21, without a doubt. And this year. The reason I say this is beneficial to 2K is it doesn't alienate anyone. It keeps people playing the game regardless, right? Which I think is a good thing, and that's basically what they want. People to play this game. That's what they want. They want people to continuously play this game as much as humanly possible. That's what any game developer would want. So, mode locking these into modes that a lot of the player base doesn't necessarily play or doesn't want to play is not the greatest idea in the world. So they should definitely look in. The problem that 2K always has, and it's a problem that a lot of the other card collecting modes don't really have, is 2K seems to get a lot of its information from content creators opposed to regular player feedback. I don't know if 2K is trying to bill itself as an esports title, if that's what they're trying to do with My Team, or if they're trying to cater to a specific player base, or if they're just getting information from that kind of player base. That's kind of the other thing that it could be. But essentially, the My Team community is very split. You know, you'll notice a lot of people who aren't content creators will come out and be like, oh, I don't know, I think it'd be a good idea for them to not make it online only. Or, oh, it'd be a good idea if, you know, they weren't to mode restrict these, essentially. You know what I mean? Looking at other games that do this, I mean, FIFA too has a certain bit of mode restriction, but they do have, you know, kind of ways to circumvent this as well. Madden, I'm not too familiar with Madden, so I can't really speak too much on Madden Ultimate Team. I'm not somebody who's played that for very long, but they did have a very good amount of offline grind last time I played it back in like Madden 20, I think. And that game was horrible. MLB The Show has an insane amount of offline grind. Granted, it makes you grind the same like 5 game modes over and over again, but still, I would say it's the best out of the group. But looking at some of the the discourse surrounding this has been very interesting. Let's just say that. Every time that I come out and I say something like this, like I remember last year, I was saying a lot that if a player comes out and plays 100 games of Unlimited in their entirety and loses 90% of them, they should still be able to get reward cards. And that was a very contentious thing that I had said because people got very upset about that. They're like, no, they just need to get better. They need to get better. That's what it is. Like, if everybody gets the reward cards, they're not even reward cards. Okay. So what that statement essentially means is like people view these cards less as actual cards that they would like to use in game and more as like little trophies. I've seen the phrase participation trophies get thrown out a lot today. The thing I would like to remind everyone is this is a fucking agenda card, okay? This isn't your unlimited reward. This isn't a limited reward. This isn't like a super sweat grindy card that like, you know, only the best of the best will get. Dude, this is an agenda reward in January. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world that anybody who puts in hours in this game should be able to get this Jason Tatum card. I don't think that's really a terrible thing. Look, realistically, no one's going to look at your team and see that you have Jason Tatum and be like, oh, dude, this guy's so fucking tight. Like, he has Jason Tatum. Oh, my God. He's so sick. Like, dude, I need to send him a message and tell him how sick he is. No one's going to care. Do you think anyone cares when they roll up and they see DeMar DeRozan? No. No one cares. No one cares. Even a day after that came out, no one gave a shit at all. Which is exactly what's going to happen with Jason Tatum. You know who will give a shit, though? Players who don't really play this game heavy or are casuals or only play offline, those are the people that are really going to care about this card. The sweaty comp guys that are all bitching about the idea, the mere idea that a casual player could get this card, are the same people that are going to come out and be like, oh yeah, this card's mid. Like, oh, it's mid. It's not even good. This card's not good. It's mid. Like, oh no, you know, I'll do a squad tip series and be like, oh, get rid of Tatum. Like, you need to go pick up Andre Karolinko because this card actually sucks. Like, so who gives a shit? Who cares, right? So I don't know why you guys are so vehemently. I'm sorry, I can't speak today. Drank a lot of coffee this morning and I'm mad. Why you guys are so ingrained on defending this. And so this tweet in general set off a chain reaction. You got your normal like guys who are like always defending my team no matter what's going on. Those people are there. You got some kind of surprising people coming out of the woodwork too, but pretty much anybody who's a content creator or a super sweat is in the comments here and they're like, no, that's not true. It's not true. It's only one game. You only have to win one game. You sit here and you tell me that a casual player that maybe plays a few hours a week or someone who plays mostly offline is going to be able to win a clutch time game using the 5 playoff Push Atlantic reward players. So you tell me they're going to come in here with Steve Novak, Glenn Davis, Jose Calderon, Hershey Hawkins, and Brook Lopez, and they're going to be able to win games consistently. It might take them 10 games to win that. Or the Central. You got to use Darko Milicic, Thad Young, Larry Hughes, Bogut, and Ben Gordon, and you got to win a game. Keep in mind, you got to do that for every single division, right? That already sucks. Like, that already sucks for, like, an average player. The point of this whole tweet is just to say, hey, these things right here, these shouldn't be mode locked. I should be able to go do this in a domination game if I so choose. I think that's fair. I think that's valid. I think that's a very valid thing to say. These should just be able to be done in a domination game or a challenge or something like that. They don't need to be a clutch time game. People are so super sweaty on this game that an average player is going to jump in clutch time and just get decimated 9 times out of 10, right? It sucks, but you look through the comments here and there's an interesting thread, right? So what I said essentially is, why is everyone employing reactionary strategy on this? What does that mean? So reactionary strategy is something you see very, very often if you pay attention to the political sphere at all. If you pay attention to like Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, essentially what reactionary like strategy is you see something like a tweet or a comment or a video or something, and instead of taking it at face value, you essentially pick apart it, maybe one piece of it, or you just completely misconstrue what the person's saying and then just wildly veer off. But you focus in on like the one thing you don't like about it in regards to everything. You picture that one thing, you take it out, and then you start ranting on it. So essentially what everyone's been doing here is they're like, oh, well, us online players get forced into playing offline when we have to do spotlight sims. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Dude, are you serious? This dude is only saying that you should be able to get Tatum if you play like domination only or something. Okay, now we're doing victim card stuff. You're like, well, I'm an online player and I have to play spotlight sims at the end of the year, so I should actually like. So you're wrong. What, bro? You get those guys. You get these guys who come in here and they're just like, well, it's not even a reward card if everyone can get it. Dude, come on. It's an agenda card in January. We just talked about this. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, it's dude, you're not even going to use the card. Most of the people complaining about this are literally not having this card make their lineup. Straight up. They're not going to have this card make the lineup. Like, they're literally already have AK or like Giannis, or, you know, they bought 4 million MT worth of cards already. Like, this card's not even a card that's going to play for them. Who cares? You're never going to use this card again. Like, I don't understand. Why are you so adamant that like a casual player shouldn't be able to get this card, dude? And this happens every single time the My Team community brings up like how they shouldn't make it this difficult to get a certain agenda reward. You saw the same thing with DeMar DeRozan. You saw the same thing even if you look back to the early game. You know, you saw similar stuff happen with like Daryl Griffith and DeAndre Jordan's lifetime agenda, right? Every single time somebody is like, hey, I shouldn't have to play TTO games with 5 Jazz players in the 3rd week of the season just to get this like not even that good reward card. If a little 10-year-old kid wants to play with Jason Tatum and has like bad internet or just isn't that good at the game, they should be able to play Jason Tatum, okay? We're not talking about the clutch time Siakam. We're not talking about the unlimited Granger. Like, if you want to keep those rewards as like, you know, the creme de la creme, this is how you know you're good at the game when you get these rewards, fine. By all means, I'm not even tripping about that. Like, that's cool. I'm just saying when it comes to these things, these agenda rewards that are put up there to keep people playing the game, it's really not the worst thing in the world if they are not mode locked. If I want to go in here and I want to do, let's see, this one. If I want to score 38 points with Byron Scott over challenge games or offline grinds, I should be able to do that. It shouldn't be that serious, right? I shouldn't have to score 75 points with Steven Jackson over multiplayer games. That's not even that big of a deal. At least it's not locked to a specific mode. What I'm saying is if they're grind-based challenges, like Mills is saying, they shouldn't be locked to specific online modes, period. And they should be able to be grinded by anyone on any mode that they choose to do that on. That's how you make a game inclusive, and that's at the end of the day what 2K would want, because it's going to keep people playing this game. Look, realistically, what's going to happen for a majority of casual players, they're going to get on here and they're going to get all this stuff done. It's going to take forever, right? And then they're going to get to the end and they're going to do this thing where they have to try to go win a clutch time game with like these 5 reward cards, which is not going to be a fun task at all. They're going to get blown out immediately by a dude with like Giannis and AK and Kevin Durant in Dark Matter Gary Payton or something. And then they're going to go, fuck this, and then they're going to stop playing. So at the end of the day, like 2K didn't even do the thing they set out to do with these challenges. That's basically what I'm saying. The reason I want to break down this discourse in general in the middle of a stream is because I'm just tired of the responses. Like, I don't, just because like casual players want to get these challenges done in an offline grind, which those people exist. Not everyone wants to play this game online. There is a large community of people who just want to play offline. They just enjoy 2K as a game. They enjoy playing basketball sims. They just want to play them offline. Stop screaming at them and tell them to go play My NBA. Some people like to play offline My Team. I was one of those people for years. I still am to a certain extent. I would still probably be mostly an offline player if it was possible, which is not anymore realistically. The other thing is people are like, well, they can still play offline if they want. Okay. You know, the only cards you can get by not playing online, right? The only cards you can get by playing strictly offline are these 4. Yes, to a certain extent, you could get the level 40 rewards without jumping online at all, but it'd be an absolutely miserable experience to do that. I just don't even know if there's enough XP to really do that. None of the challenge cards are able to be picked up offline, realistically, except for the limited warm-up guys. So essentially, all you have to work with is like Draymond, Kuzi, Amari, Manu, and limited warm-up guys, basically. And then the rest of the cards you have to buy or try to play online to get. That's what I'm saying. There's really no offline grindable cards anymore. Like, I don't know, dude. It's just stupid. I just wanted to bring it up. It's just this really toxic mentality that the 2K My Team community has sometimes. And I don't really know where it came from. Like, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world when people get rewards when they're not good at the game. I think that's fine. Why have we gotten to the point as a video game community where if someone sucks at the game, they're not allowed to be rewarded for playing it? I don't understand why that's the case. It's okay to suck at the game. It's really not that big of a deal. You're not getting any brownie points because you have a 75% unlimited record and you have the unlimited reward. No one cares. That's it. Rant over.